Michael's chat. We'll get into it very soon. Just waiting for the message to get out. And we see who arrives. Meanwhile, we'll look in to see who is in YouTube land. Oh, no one is there yet. But we see. Oh, there's somebody there. Hello. Welcome to the Archangel Michael's chat. Let's put a bit of light on the subject. Oh, there we go. Now, we see who we got in YouTube land. There's somebody there. I hope you are well. Yes, a lot of things have been going on, a lot of changing things on this YouTube. And we have to sort it out. Fighting is an option, but the way that we fight must be tactful. It must be true, and it must be honest. Or we will be seen as the aggressor. So, we need to debate and discuss the best way to do this. Because an outright attack will just be an attack against our own channels. But we will devise a way. Well, it's been 2 minutes. Time to get the Lord's Prayer ready, I think. In the book of Wolverine. Ah, yes, Wolverine. Very deep. Very deep, the Lord's Prayer. You should give 1 minute to God every day. There are so many minutes. One can be spared for God. Put God in charge of your day. This is one of the keys that humanity needs to learn to turn. And we still have to get to the bottom of the biggest question. The biggest question of all. What is this guy really me? Because you'll find out it really is. Now the Lord's Prayer is pretty deep. You've got to look into it very deep. Very precious. And it can save you in a spiritual time. But most of the attacks will come physically. And you either have to learn to run or learn to fight. You'll be more likely to be attacked physically than you will be spiritually. Just remember that. So the Lord's Prayer can help you in the spiritual way. But when it comes to the physical, learn to run or learn to defend yourself. It is true the world should not be like this, but it is. Well, let us get God into the chat. Okay. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. and lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And there you go. Now we have God in the chat. You can sit back and relax. God's in charge. The light's there. Guide us through the storm. And guide you through your day or your night, wherever you may be. People will be busy today. I expect that to be so. But the Wednesday night, well, it's supposed to be the most popular to go live, so we will see. We will see. Well, waiting for Jaguar to come back. That's one thing I'm waiting for. Possibly they struck her channel right at the time when she wants to report on all that stuff at the Diddy trials. How convenient. She hasn't done anything wrong, and yet they attack her nonetheless. Very bad, actually. Very cruel life to live, you know. People don't understand that. They see it's just a woman bantering on, but she's been telling the truth for the last 5, 6 years. Not a bit of shit has stuck to her. You know, and they take that award for her. And now she's going there reporting. They won't even let her do that. Crazy. But everything that she has been saying has been played out, slowly but surely, in that courtroom. So she was right all along. That's what people have to remember. You show me all the receipts against her that have stuck, because you will not find any, if any. Now, we will have to talk about the Black Owl. She's changed tactics. We will see over the next 2 days whether Sparta decides to do anything about her, or whether she has decided to learn a bit of a lesson. Because slowly but surely, she's taking herself down. And I feel sorry for people when they go into self-destruction mode like that, and they don't realize that they are. At the moment, she can't fathom everything coming out of her mouth is true, even though it is not. She will not have it any other way. And that is her folly. If she was truly intelligent, as she claims, she would know not to do what she is doing. So she can't be that intelligent. And there's definitely no wisdom there. And the chat that's with her, my goodness, they are the real fanatics. The real problem. Because they keep on panicking for her, enthusiasing her, making her do these things, giving her the celebrity type feeling that she has. And once it goes to your head, that is it. That is it. She's a was-been that never has been. She could be sitting right there now, in the mix of it all. But like I believe, she just never wanted to work, and never wanted to leave her house, not one bit. And how dare she complain about everyone, and yet she's innocent of the fact that she does worse and exactly the same as the one she complains about. 1 minute there, her friend. Next minute, she's stabbing them in the back. 1 minute there, her friend again. Then stab in the back. Friend, stab. Friend, stab. These idiots keep going back on. 2 people have walked away from her, won't want nothing to do with her no more. And she bags them too. She will fall. But that is not my biggest problem. My problem is getting my channel to a point where I'm happy with it. And I'm going to have to open up another channel, which I will tell everyone about and let everyone know about that one. That one is going to be more professional. I am going to have no AI in that one. This channel is going to be my AI channel and all my basic content. But I am going to run that channel more professionally. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, I'll have 50 subs in that one, so I can go live. I have my sister Roma. She's helping me because it's a joint channel. So I had asked her. I said, I'm taking it over. And simple as that. I also have another channel, Nowhere Man. Well, Nowhere Man is going to go where Nowhere Man can go. And if that channel is sacrificed, then so be it. Because he's Nowhere Man. And that's the one I will use. As for this channel, no, I will not sacrifice this channel. I've tried too hard to get it to where it is. No, I can thank Jaguar. She helped boost my channel a lot. My name is out there because of her. Over 300 subs have come because of her. That is something that I need to pay her back for. I have a lot of subs come from my sister too. She gave me a whole battalion worth. And all the rest, I strive for myself. Get these watch hours up and become monetized. And then I might be able to make a difference with a bit more money in my pocket. Because at the moment, being a single father is pretty hard to do what I need to do. And being the Archangel Michael makes it even harder. But I've got time to do that main task. I'm doing this task now. I'm going to stand here with Jag until the very end, if necessary. And then I will go one step further if I have to. Because God wants her in heaven. And that's what I'm going to make sure happens. And that is just the end of that. Yes, and I believe that, well, if you know Auntie Lee, you should go and watch her channels. She's got some very good content. I think she might be running the content that Jack could not run, which is brilliant. It shows that the family and the team works. None of us get paid. We all do this out of kindness and love and trust and respect. It'd be different if we got paid. We'd be far more into it, and not our own content. Auntie Lee, well, she's an excellent moderator. I follow my vision on her moderating style. It's not a matter of your opinion when you moderate for someone. You're just there to control the chat. Everyone has an opinion. It's like arseholes. Everyone's got one. You can't get away with that fact. There you go. It's like Eddie Murphy said, if shit was worth something, poor people would be born without arseholes. Well, slowly it is becoming worth something. You go to the country of Japan, and the amount of gold that they eat in their food over there, it's actually quite a viable business. sifting shit. They get more ounces out of a ton of shit than they do out of a ton of ground sometimes. That's a 12-ounce yield. That's a lot of gold in some shit. That's what they do. They pay these elaborate $127, $170 meals for a couple of scallops with a bit of gold leaf on it, and a drink with a bit of gold leaf in it. That gold leaf does not get dissolved in your stomach. You do not digest that gold leaf. That gold leaf adds no flavor or no energy or no sustenance at all to the food. You eat it, you shit it straight out. That's the elaboracy of food, the wasting of food. Half the world starves, yet half the world wants to put gold on their toast, simply so they can shit it back out. This is a fact. Some of the most terrible things you can see in a sewer farm. Fetuses come through, the babies come through there. There's a separator machine. That's the worst job. You have to go and cut all the red fibers off it. Otherwise it blocks up. And those red fibers, well, they're from all the used tampons. That's what they are. That's why you very much will not find a female working actually in the sewer unless she has full protection clothing. This is a job they do not like women in there, because there is a possibility of such thing called a sewer baby. Sperm can last up to 72 hours outside of the human body in a warm, wet environment. And that warm, wet environment is exactly what's in the sewerway. And it's like that. And it stays alive for up to 72 hours, if not sometimes longer. There happens to be a woman in there, unprotected, well, just like the fish in the ocean. Swim up, find the egg, and impregnate her. There's been no recorded cases, but it is a possibility. And I know this through my father, who worked for the Water Authority, and I also know this through WorkSafe. There's certain jobs that women cannot do. Saturation diver, where you have to breathe helium, stay under the water for up to a week. That's a tough job. That's a scary job. Down there in the dark, you don't know when something's going to come out of that ocean, working with all that steel, all the pipes, all the things that keep the world connected, keep the oil flowing, keep the communication lines connected. Without those jobs, we wouldn't have the internet, we wouldn't have half the stuff that we have. And then there's jobs that women can do that men can't do. As simple as that. Women are more better at multitasking. I can tell you why. I know exactly why that is. It's the hemispheres in the brain. The male's hemispheres are closer, where the women's hemispheres are further apart, giving the ability to cross-think and multitask a lot better than a man, whereas the man's got a bit more narrow mind with the gap, and he can only focus on one or two things at most. Men that multitask, they have to learn their skill. Women are naturally sort of born with it. And that's as simple as that, because of the gap between the two hemispheres of the brain. Women's are slightly bigger. And that is a fact. Also, in my culture, a thinking engine is the most powerful thing that the humans possess. But a real thinking engine can only be formed by a circle of women. See, over time and over history, man has assumed the center circle And he's not supposed to be there. He's supposed to follow the basic rules of life. It's like an egg. The man is the shell, the shield, right? There's 4 circles to an egg. You've got the shield, then you've got the yolk, or then you've got the white, then you've got the yolk, then you've got the little embryo in the middle. Now this represents a fire with the children around it, and the women around the children, and the men protecting them all. And through those 4 circles, you will know the 4 dimensions, the ins and outs of a black hole. Everything can be taught with those 4 circles of life. When the man decided they wanted to step over those other 2 and put themselves in the center next to the flame, this is how we have run wrong for such a long time. And we wonder why, when we get this equal opportunity, after 1,000,000 years of being subjugated and being basically told what to do, these women have power. Some of you know how to use it, some of you don't. You need to be taught. It's not going to be easy, this power that you have been given, your freedom in a sense, to be able to tell people what to do instead of getting told what to do. It's going to go to a lot of your heads, and it surely has. But you've got to remember, you've only had this power for like 5 minutes. You've got thousands of years to go through yet before you understand what this power is. You understand that one, and how to wisely use this power. We are equal in some areas, but in some areas we are not. A man cannot speak out his true voice. He finds himself in a lot of trouble. And then other men that have been taught the old ways need to change, because those ways offend people now. And in some ways, when you look at it, it's absolutely true. But that's because we're becoming what you would call sexually orientated and sexually thought-wise. That's unwise. That's exactly what Satan wants you to do. Or become sexual beings so he can fucking manipulate it. It's just that simple. We've got to start thinking that we are not just a sex. We are not just a preference. We're just a person. And when we start signifying everyone as just a person and their identity is their name, then we'll get back to what society is supposed to be. This sexual thinking is just that. Identity is not sex. Identity is your name. Sex is perverting the way we think. One sex is not more powerful than another, even though it may be physically proven. We live in a world where we know that not to be true. And we do. We surely do. The world can be a much better place than what it is. All these wars could stop at any time. It's only up to men to make a decision. Men and women to sit down and make a decision, and it is over. But as long as they are making money from arms. So much for Donald Trump's. He said, I will step in when I get into power. I'll stop that war. Hasn't stopped yet. He's been in power for how long? It's in their best interest to keep that one going. That's money in the bank. It's all about money. Nothing more, nothing less. Like India, the 3rd biggest economy in the world. Why would you think that is? Well, when you've got an influx of about $90 billion worth of fucking stolen money from scams, of course your GDP money is going to go up. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you most of those high-rise buildings over there, every floor is a different scam company. 90% of all scams are traced to India. So you think about that one. This is a country I'm not racist over. I quite like some of their culture. I quite like a lot of their stories and some of their artwork. But generally, people are taught evil ways to go out into the world and steal. Okay? You've got to look at their Hindu gods. They were weird. They come down and made love to women and created all types of creatures, just like the fallen 200. And where did they go when they left India? They stayed somewhere behind Saturn, which is also another name for Satan. And what's their color is their god? He's blue. No image of man is that one. Got to start looking at the pictures, the bigger things. The stories of the Hindu gods and the Greek gods are nothing more than stories of the fallen 200. Everything what you say about them is everything that you say about those fallen 200. But there was a quarter of heaven that come down, more than 200. Oh no, there was 200 powerful ones, strong ones, really crazy ones. But that is the way. So you've got to look at these cultures, what their true belief is, and add it to what it is. You find out a lot of these religions are false. A lot of these religions have made their gods, but they're devils. This is a fact. You ask yourself, why did the gods leave India? They were so great, did so much great things. They still can't work out how they build some of those things. They say hundreds of years, but they say they were built only in 5. So why did they leave? Ask yourself. No cleaning regime in that country. The value of life is very small. You watch the COVID. You've seen how they were pushing each other out in the street because they only owned 5 textile factories. The ones that owned 6 was getting the oxygen. There are people that don't care about scamming. There's nothing in their belief. Talks about stealing and that. They might say there is, but I guarantee you, it's not true. A whole race of people influenced by this. Like I said, I'm not racist against them, but they are very funny people. They live a way that none of us live. But they pray to devils. Simple as that. The main totem is a snake, cobra. Snakes are devils. I could show you snakes that'll make you shit your pants. Okay? I could take this out right now and I can earn $1 million and show you the snake I can show you. Just on the footage alone. It will go 1,000% viral. Beyond the roof. This snake is absolutely huge. I won't show her to Mama. Mother, she's 55 foot long. And she'll eat 10 people before you slow her down. Quite easily. If you see her, you're already dead. She's already got around you. No, I might take you out there and I'll show you her husband. He's about 25 foot long. And he moves as fast as a dog. you will see a snake that looks like a python, but is not a python. That one, the father, the dad, the husband, he's half-half. He's old-style snake, where they rip pieces off and eat pieces at a time and not swallow you whole. Where she is full, one of those, last of her kind, very ancient, very old, and very hidden. And that one is a guardian. Guards a special cave, that one. That cave is sealed up a special way. You must know the code to get into it. The code is very intricate. You have to know basically every particle of a star to unlock that code. And the things inside there are beyond imagining. The lightning stone and the thunderstone. The lightning stone is a clear stone, about as big as your hand, shaped like a spear type of thing. I don't know whether it's diamond or a quartz, but it is able to generate lightning just by pointing the stone at someone. You can shoot them down with a bolt of lightning. The thunderstone is a black stone. Strange enough, has a core of limestone. The outside is obsidian. We as humans have only found out how to do this in the last 100 years. But this thing is ancient, beyond time. And with that, you can create the thunder. And the sound alone can shake a building apart. Those two together, you tap them together, you can levitate stones the size of a house. You can calm a stormed ocean. You can make rain go away, or you can make rain come. They're very powerful. The black one has a star map on it. Certain star map inscribed on it. They sit in a cave, and the watcher, one of the two brothers, sits there in the cave on a shelf, and I had painted him. He's holding these two stones. That's in a very special cave, that one. There's also a chest in that cave. That's right, Aboriginal people never had a chest. But there's a chest in there nonetheless. And it is not of this earth. And inside that chest is 3 garments that are not of this earth. Best way I can describe them is some sort of flight suit. See, the strongest one, and the weaker one died. The strongest one went on. An alien race called the Yithians come down, more powerful than any god. So powerful and advanced was this race, they could actually take on God. And they shifted the earth from where it currently sits. Whereas your moon was never here when this happened. That moon is new, never been part of this system all the time. My people have lived for more than 100,000 years. They have witnessed this. The 7 sisters and the Southern Cross used to be over to the north. And these creatures come. They shifted the earth. First, they pulled the moon into place from somewhere in the galaxy. Then they put this beam, and I call it the Faraday stick, because Faraday said, you give me a lever big enough, and I can move the world. And that's what they did. They shifted the earth off its axis and put us where we currently are now. And the start from there, now over there. This has all been accredited by NASA. NASA got their computers, got their AI. may reverse time, how the stars would travel through. And they just scratch their head. Only way we could know what we know is we had to have someone to see it. It's over 100,000 years old. And well, this man, this powerful spirit man, he defeated them. And 3 of them came down in their ship. And they gifted him these things. They even gifted him the Fairday stick, which pretty much sits in a corner. It's about this high, solid gold. And it's like a bazooka. The best way to describe it. These are items that you will never see with your own eyes, because they are so forbidden and sacred. The only time you would ever see them is if the end of the world is upon us. And that is it. And what guards that cave is a big giant female snake. This is found way out in my country. I won't tell you exactly where it is. No, because people that go hunting snakes, they are evil. You must remember that. It says that in the Bible. Those that hunt snakes are evil. I don't hunt them. I know where they are. And the fact of the matter is, I'm a bit of an insurance policy. I look after such creatures. And as simple as that. Thing is, where I go to show you things, there's no transmission out there. It would be good to set up a live camera and get the transmission, but I'd have to pay for a satellite and all that. It's a bit expensive. But I could set you up trail cams in places where I go, and you'll see things you never thought to be possible. 3 rules when you come with me. 3 rules. Whatever you see, you cannot unsee. I will not be responsible for your mental condition. And when I say run, you run. Those are the 3 rules I have when I go out into the bush and take anyone. And that's it. When I say run, you run. You don't look around to see what's coming at you. You run. Snakes as big as the most poisonous snakes in the world. And you can hear them coming over the rocks, because it sounds like someone rolling a car tire over leaves. And you hear the strange rustling. You turn around and you see this 4-meter snake that's got enough poison in it to kill 1,000 men. The thing with the Moga snake, the King Brown, he chases you. Once he's got your scent, you will not get away from him. He's an endurance hunter. He's a snake that eats other snakes. So when the snakes got given the king name, like the King Cobra and the King Brown, it's because their main diet is other snakes. Both are very similar. Both are immune to all the poisons of other snakes. But the funny thing is, put a cobra and a King Brown in a cage, well, that cobra will win, because the cobra is immune to the Moga snake venom, but the Moga snake is not immune to the cobras. Strange that, but the cobra's venom is weaker, but the snake can't handle it. This is a snake that almost mimics the type of cobra, mimics the king cobra. It puts its head up and it flattens its neck out. It's not quite as prominent as a cobra is. But when you see one of these bastards sitting there this high, looking you in the eyes, when you come through the bush, you shit yourself. The best thing to do is not to dart and run. because they will react on that, and they will come straight at you. And a big snake like that, well, he can walk on his curls. They don't have to slither. He can prop up, and 4 places along those curls, he'll fucking walk on them. They can do that. And it looks like when you're in front of it, it looks like a spring coming at you like this. But it's them running at you. They can do that over a 20-meter span. 20 meters, they pop, all the dust fly out, and this fucking snake runs at you on its curls. Doesn't slide at you, it runs at you on its curls. You have a look at a big king brown, you'll see certain spices on the bottom of him where it's calloused. So he can get up and run like that. That desert ground gets very hot, you know. The snake doesn't want to be sliding his whole guts across it. So he gets up and he fucking runs on his curls. Yes, that's a strange thing. But you never thought a snake could run before. Neither did I until I seen it with my own eyes. Only the bigger ones. The smaller ones can't quite do that. It's the real big ones that do that. Biggest one they've got, about 3 meters in the zoos. They reckon that's pretty big. Oh, it's a baby. Biggest one I've seen, mogul snake out there, is 5.5 meters long. I thought it was a python originally. It's laying down by the side of the car. The car, being a 4-drive, is 5.3 meters long. His head was sitting at the front, and the tail was at the back. And until it raised up and puffed out its neck, I thought it was a big giant python. But it was just a big, fat, giant mogul snake. And that's the type of, well, if you would have bit me, that's it. They don't let go, they just keep pumping. But if you would have bit me, I just went over there, got the sleeping bag out, went to sleep and died. Wouldn't have been able to get in no town from where I was, if a big one like that bites you. And they frown. Snakes frown. The snake gets that big because it doesn't get hunted by the Aboriginal people no more. And they get really big. And they never see humans. And this one that I come across had never seen a human before. Because he looked at me like, what the hell is this? And he's went to frown. I didn't think snakes could frown until I seen that. That was very different. And I said, what you're chasing is that taipan, which is the most deadliest snake on the planet, which I just seen dart force through. And I heard him coming as he was chasing it. I said, well, I'm not moving till you move. You have to move first before I move, because if you come this way, I'm going to have to go another way. Snake looked at me, he looked at me. He knew I was talking to him. He couldn't understand me, but he knew I was talking to him. And he knew when I pointed which way to go. So the snake looked at me, looked that way, and went on his way to chase that other snake. And as soon as he went, I went that way, and I was gone. Back to the vehicle, to another area, go and check it out. Too many snakes around that one. And that's also where I go to. Some of them big snakes. That's it, that's their house. It's like going in the water with a shark. You know, it's like going in the water with a shark. That's his house. You give him the wide berth. You're not going to go out killing a snake just for the sake of killing a snake because it's a snake. I'm not going to eat it, so I got no reason to kill it. Only when it becomes a danger, a real danger, that's when you have to do something like that. You're supposed to try and protect the animals as best you can. That's our whole object why humans were given charge of the planet. They had a debate up in heaven long before your angels come, long before your God, long before then. God's only 8,500 years old, so long before he hatched out of his ethereal egg. He was alive, but he was just hibernating until it was his time to run the galaxy. So they chose who would look after all the animals on the earth. The kangaroo said, well, I've got to do it, I can do it, but my paws, they're funny, they're not as dexterous. They all voted that the emu could not be in charge, because he was crazy. So that's why man and woman became in charge. So we've got the more dexterity of the Huns. So it's our responsibility to look after all the other animals because we have this ability to do so. And that's it. We're supposed to look after. We got dominion over it, but we're supposed to look after it because this earth is the only one that's fertile in the whole universe. There's other life out there, but nothing like this earth. Life out there is very sparse indeed. The life out there, their planets don't function like ours, don't spew life like ours. This is a very special, fertile pill. Mother Nature's, they put a lot of their energy into making this one. This one was not supposed to be touched. And see, they created the universe. But God is in charge now. Because he is so divine and so powerful, he can claim to be the creator. Because that's his right as a God. He was always alive, but just hibernating, listening, learning. But for him to actually see the story of life, the song of life, he hasn't seen it yet. It takes 10,000 years to read that one. My people have seen it over 6.5 times. We fixed it and turned it into a song. Because before then, Mother Nature had put dots in it and apostrophes. We took them all out, and slowly and surely, Satan's been finding them and putting him back in. So then he can control life and manipulate it the other way he wants. And he finds the full stop, the last one, puts a stop on life altogether. He finds the pen head that wrote it. He can rewrite the story of life in his own image. And see, the fact of the matter is, that will have to come to deal with me one time. Because that stone, that full stop, and that pen head, that arrowhead, they're in my pocket. I keep evil in check in my pocket. Have you never heard of the Archangel Michael keeps evil in check? I've got it in my pocket. The end of all life. Crack that checker open, make that little animated bit of life in there functional. Kill all known life on the earth. It'll be all gone. In its current state, it can kill 3 billion people. I cannot show it to women. They're life givers. It'll automatically try to kill them. And lately it's been getting unstable. So I won't show it to men either, because it can bite them too. This can kill you from anywhere from an hour to 6 weeks, suffering in the most terrible pain. 3 billion people. It has the power to kill 3 billion people. As is, in my pocket. Even an image of it. A picture sent out in a flyer all around the world. Whoever looks at it will either get very sick or die. A third of you will go. That's about 3 billion. When all those bodies are rotting in the street and you can't get rid of them, that's when your real fucking pestilence and plagues will come from God. Not this man-made COVID bullshit, so they can manipulate and control you. No, you're going to have to witness these ethereal things because it's written in that book. Simply can change that book if you really want to. Put all your faith in it. You change the fucking way it's supposed to be. But that's a different aspect. Too much for you to handle that one. Too much for you to handle about rewriting the Bible. But that's what needs to be done there. Oh, we're all doomed if you have a look at that one. You want to run that story? God doesn't want to run that story. I know God best. God doesn't want his son to be like this at all. He wants his son to redeem himself. Because no matter what, there is no father out there that likes to see their son fall. So he will be given a chance. And even after all the bad things he's been accredited with and all the bad things he's done, he decides to take this chance. He will be going up to heaven. And he will be good. Very slim chance that this might happen. God hopes it will happen. But it's up to the son. He was fitted to be the firstborn. He was the firstborn. Most beautiful men angel that he built. Supposed to step up and take the throne. Decided to start singing like they sing down here. About sex, killing, and stealing. And he was running those dope beats up there and all the angels are sitting back. Oh, this sounds awesome. Every single one of us never found fault with some of the things that he said. And the way I look at humanity now, maybe I made the mistake. Maybe we should let him go and rein you in for a few thousand years till you learn what discipline and God was all about. But see, God didn't want it that way. God gave you the ability to make the choice. And he's hoping you make the right choice. Okay? That's why I spoke up. And I was the only one to speak up, because I know God best. And as simple as that. And the war of heaven broke out in a way that you will not believe. Many angels were slain. It wasn't just, like you hear. Bit of a bashing, turned into a dragon, slit a tongue, chucked him out. It wasn't like that. It was a massacre. Heaven was under siege. Under siege. We fought, broke through the gate. They were coming. 3 stood at the gate. 3 female cherubs. I killed them without any thought whatsoever. And they broke through. Only 7 of us stood. All the rest stood back and watched. And after that war, well, the 200 strong ones that were a part of that war took a third of the angels with them. There wasn't many left. All the rest pretty much had been slain. And the ones that are left were not helped. They're bent in their own little tasks for God. And they will not turn their eyes, their ears, their hearts to man. And he came down to earth. And ever since then, songs about sex, songs about killing, and songs about stealing is what all that people want to listen to. Makes all the money in the world. Look at all those stars, those Hollywood stars, Diddy and what are they, gangsters? Talk about stealing, killing, and sex. Exactly what Satan was singing up in heaven. The whole earth sings like this now. He's been running this planet for quite a long time. It's only because man is also in charge that he hasn't been able to run it the way he wants to run it. The way you got it running now is man's way. Man built the nuclear bombs, got the armies and the police force to subjugate you. Satan doesn't need any nuclear bombs. Satan doesn't need any armies. Satan doesn't need the police force to do what he needs to do. That's man that's done that. I've got more power in my pocket than America has in its whole nuclear arsenal. I can end all life. Okay? So when they sit there playing their little push button trick, I just laugh at that one. I could do it far more efficient, far more quicker, and far more fucking godlike than they ever could do. I literally have the end of all life in my pocket. Archangel Michael keeps this evil in check. I've got a choice, whether I am to be the one to use it and ride the pale horse, or I am the one to hide it, so evil cannot win, of course. Whoever rides that pale horse, he ain't death. Death's gonna chase him, and all hell after him, because they'll want to know how he got that pale horse. Because no one can ride him. He's an Aboriginal legend. Has to be married into the God legend. But still, no one can ride him. The dual sex being, male and female. And in the way of the thinking of now, he's a top, not a bottom. So he will not let anyone ride him. Oh no. He'll ride you. Like dragons do. Heard why the dragons want the maidens? They didn't always want to eat them, you know. There's a reason why they want the virgin. They wanted to make love to it. Dragons are like that. And this one's no different. It's like a big, giant, lustful man, about 8.5 ton. Fucking totally indestructible. Except for the arrow or the spearhead, which is the tip of the pen in my pocket. Mother Nature's signature is inside that creature. Miniaturized 10,000 galaxies strong. Signature. Miniaturized down and hidden inside that impenetrable creature. And Mother Nature, when she had finished, lay down next to her sister here on Earth. She got the tip of the pen and she threw it away. But being an Aboriginal woman, over time it boomeranged back, came back to Earth. Came through the shield that we have around the Earth that burns anything up unless it's made of a special material. Came through, so it's heat resistant. It's an element that we do not have on the periodical scale. I gave it to them. They would synthesize, and another one they'll just utilize for war. I gave them this check. Satan wins, and they'll kill you all and themselves in the process. Man has already enough weapons to kill himself. Why would I want to give them another? These are worth untold billions. I am a poor man with no money. I have no temptation to sell them. A lesser man would. Any other person would have already sold them by now. He's sitting back quite wealthy, but have no soul. It's been my responsibility for 28 years of my 50 years of life to keep this evil in check, to keep a look over it, to keep a watch over it, to make sure that the message and the mission I have to do is done. The message is, yes, Pale Horse runs the hills. Pale Horse runs the West Australian outback and is chased by the Commonwealth government day in, day out. You wouldn't believe me if I told you how special that creature is. And yes, it can communicate quite well, like most dragons. This is my real task. Once I've completed what I have to do with him, I sit back and relax, wait till I die, and go on to my next mission. My father always told me, he said, Michael, if you have a cesspool, there's only one way to get rid of a cesspool. You must fill it in. Right? You must feel that cesspool in. Because if you don't, you're always going to be carting and stinking of shit. So all those industries, the music industry, is a cesspool. The whole lot must be filled in and a new one made. You cannot fix that industry with the industry. Everyone in that industry is part of the industry. You cannot fix it. No matter which one runs around and acts like a Jeebus. The Hollywood movie industry. Well, you believe in that Simpsons prediction. They predicted the stars were falling. You get hold of that Epstein list, you put that out there, you watch the stars fall. And then one of the episodes, what was it? Lisa Simpson was in power after Donald Trump. So there's going to be a female after Donald Trump as the president of America. Watch and see if it's not. And if it is, well, if you're a celebrity, get ready to run, get ready to be wanted, get ready to be killed. Because they're going to hunt every one of you motherfuckers down and find out what you've been up to. Your sick, depraved ways, the way you've been utilizing child slavery, what you get up to elevate yourselves in society. In fact, you watch a movie that's out there, it's called Society. It gives you a bit of an idea how these mutants run. Sexual, depraved beings. How do you think they get where they are? Not by their acting skills. That's why some are recluse and some are not. You want me to tell you something? They all do deals with the devil, or they would never be able to show their face. You want me to tell you what Johnny Depp, there's a little bet you can do on the side. If you win that bet, you retain what you got in that contract, and you retain your soul. Well, I can tell you right now, Johnny Depp, the bet he made with the devil, you want to know? I will never watch anything that I make. If he keeps true to that, he'll keep his career, he'll be famous, he'll retain his soul. The moment you sit back that man and get him to force watch one of his movies, that's it. His contract gets pulled. That's how he gets around these bullshit. Right? He's even admitted it. I don't watch any of my movies. There's a reason behind that. Because that's the contract that he made. It's a fact. I like to see them prove that it's not. I'm not going to say allegedly. I don't go for that bullshit. That's a load of crap. The man said it himself. Okay? I do not watch anything I make. Because that's what he's got, the little deal, little bet that he's got with the devil. That's his little bet. And slowly and surely in the Hollywood, I'm finding out there's one person you would least expect is the worst of them all. Yes, you would not expect that actor to be the one, but he is. And then when if I ever expose who he is, you go and look at the movies that he makes. You tell me they don't have a common theme about brutalizing women. They're allowed to freely get away with this, eh? Just because they're a celebrity. Sorry, those industries must go. You cannot fix those industries with the industry. They must be shut down, buried, and forgotten, and a brand new one created. And anyone that had to do with the old one will be banned from ever going near the new one. So all those celebrities, all those stars, they'll be back on the fucking Centrelink line, working for Kmart, pushing out burgers. Real back to the reality. Or they'll find out, if we find out what they've been up to, we'll kill the lot. Simpson predicted it. If you see a celebrity, remember there's rewards for him, but shoot first. It's coming. When they say the stars are falling, it's not the fucking stars from the sky. Therefore, what the stars, the only stars that we see, one's on TV, one's at the movies. That's the stars that are going to fall. And what's happening? Those revelations are being playing out. You know, it's the next one after the stars fall, guys. When all the lands move. All of humanity goes and hides in caves, trying to get away from the calamity. You've got to go through a bit of shit before you get this Jesus coming down the corner. You all think you're going to be rocking up anytime soon. Yes, we are in tribulation. Yes, we are in revelation. Yes, the end times is upon us. You know, we're at bloody verse 13, part 12 or something like that. And the stars are falling. Next one, as I said, all the lands move. It's coming. The more wise humanity gets to what the government's been doing and its manipulations, the more they'll bring in this new world order they want. Will control you like Satan wants to. And then Satan, being like Satan, he'll step in right then and go to real work. Beautiful. These humans just set it up for me. All I got to do is get these top ones to sign my contract, and it's all fucking running the way I want it now. The whole idea is to try and kill off the concept of God. Man wants to do it. Satan wants to do it. There's some other elements out there that want to do it. But God, He's leaving us up to us to play His hand. He's hoping there's enough faith in humanity and in God that we'll play His hand right. Some He will work through. So, I'm 50 years to get to this age. I have lived a man. I've never been a man before. I've had to study and learn things. So I understand what it is I am saving. What it is I might have to sacrifice myself for. And to learn love and humanity. So I am not the one that rides that horse. The angels have come down many times. Only very few to do good things. Most of the times when we come down, we come to punish. We come to hunt the wicked and send them to hell. This is the true job of an angel. What? It's Maxwell. It must be, yes, 11 o'clock or so. When my nephews come home, Maxwell's meowing, it's all happening. Hello, Joshua. That's the thing, too. These things I'm not making up. My name really is Michael George Akbar. I am the Archangel Michael. All I need is my saffron wings, my halo. I don't have to have them because you just chop me up. See what makes me tick. Can't be done that way. The last couple of angels that run down this way, they got burnt up and crisped. Lucky to take a form of a man. And that's just it. These devils and demons that we're going to face will not take the form of the devils and demons you see in the movies. No, they'll take the form of your neighbor, of your dog, of your fellow friend. This is when you'll know. They could do that now. Hypnotize us through the phone. Take away Facebook from all those people who've got Facebook. You can watch them go irate over 2 weeks. 2 weeks' time, they'll flip right out. know, and I wouldn't join that thing if you paid me. But you got Mark Zuckerverse going to be the Jesus of your universe in the metaverse? Fuck that. When I starts asking for the information that you need to put in to get a Facebook, even though a lot of people lie and get fake accounts, I'm not one to do that. I tell the truth. And I've seen that, and there's no way I'm giving my information out to them. They sell it straight off to those scammers companies. Take your details, they start ringing you and plaguing you. It's all a big scam. What does Facebook actually do? What has it done? It's created a society that looks at their phone, doesn't really communicate at all. And when it comes time to communicate face to face, we don't know how to do it. Maybe we put a phone up in front of us, we'll be able to talk better. I've seen that, gone into a restaurant, two people sitting at the same table, and they were texting each other. And they were right across from each other. That's the type of society we are looking forward. Are we going towards that society? Is that what you want? God doesn't want that. He'll make me punish you before that happens. I've already made a choice. If this country decides it wants to go moneyless, cashless society, that's it. I'll fucking turn on you bastards. I'll turn straight away. Won't be evil. I'll go and get that bloody pony. I'll go and get that big dragon. And I'll ride through the streets with this thing as a necklace. I'll start killing off people. Because that's what God wants. You don't want that bullshit. You give them the power over your money by making it all electrical. That's it. Power goes off. You starve. They control it then. All the interest and all the shops and that, what are they going to do? They'll surcharge everything. Everything will be surcharged. So you start off with $50. But you can't spend that $50 unless you surcharge $3. So you're actually spending $53 to spend $50. Then when that company gets that $50, well, it goes to move it again because it's electronic. It costs $3 to move that $50. That's now no longer $50. Right? The $6 being taken out of that $50 already. And after how many times? The bank absorbs all that. The bank absorbs every bit of that. So by the end of 2020 transfers, there's no $50 left. The bank's absorbed. You see that? Whereas a $50 note is a $50 note. Right? You can't rip the fucking plant up. You can't rip $3 worth off. You understand? You want to go to a world where you get charged to use your money? You get charged to spend your money? Is that what you want to live in? Means you'll have fucking no money. They'll run it all. That's their money then. That's their electronic business. That's $4 billion that Australian banks alone make extra. Why should they make extra? They don't give any out. They don't give nothing. You go cashless society, and I'll take this world to Armageddon quicker than you can blink. That's a warning. I've already given the first rebuke. 3 rebukes are supposed to come from me. I've given one already. I rebuked all the way to the churches and the synagogues. Praise the God. That is the very first rebuke. And it has been passed. There's 2 more to go. Pray I don't do them. This goes cashless society. I will do them very quickly. I will sort this planet right out. And I am no joke. I've had to think about this long and hard. Means that if I do something like that, I'll be the most hated person that there ever was. But that is the reason why God made me so strong. So I maybe have to endure eternity alone and unloved. This is a prospect I have to face. I can't do it one way, I have to do it the other. There's a couple of ways I can do it. I want to do it one way. If I can get it done, we're all in the clear. We're going to have to go through a bit of shit, but we're all in the clear. Life will always go on. When Jesus comes, he doesn't have to worry about that part. The stage is set. I'm just here to set a stage. God's watching a show. You are in a matrix, but it's a biological one created by God. And he's sitting back and he's watching a show. And I can tell you something about God. He likes the sequel to be better than the original. There is no place for a second act unless it's more elaborate than the first. The first act, well, you've got to top off Jesus. He crucified himself. That's a pretty big act to fucking follow. Because after that there, the rest of humanity was allowed to go to heaven. So it's one of the biggest tricks and biggest acts that God's ever seen. Now he's waiting for another show just as epic. And we're going to put it on for him. And I am here to set the stage. And to make sure that enough pieces of God are in you to help Jesus when he comes. Because he's not coming to do no blessings. He's not coming to heal. He's coming to fight. So when you see this Jesus, he will not be one the man that heals. He will not be all this holly and dow. If you see that one, that is a fake. That's the plant. Jesus is coming to fight. He's coming to sort these pricks out. And then he's going to finish his job and free humanity. Not coming to heal. Not coming to pray. He's coming to fight. He did all that bullshit last time around. Okay? Look what he went through. He ain't going to do that again. He's got to do a different act altogether to please his Father, who's watching the show. As for me, well, I'm just a weapon. I'm not even the son of God. Everything in the universe is the son and the daughter of God, but not me. I am solely a weapon. I was forged different and in fire. And this is a fact. Built for one reason. All the universe turned against God. All humanity turned against God. Who could he rely on? Well, he can rely on me. Made me the strongest in mind and in soul. I was built to protect him. Built to do whatever mission he wants me to do. And if he wants me to be in the body of a man, well, here I am. First time. Okay? So I might get things a little bit wrong because I'm subject to the way a man thinks. I find it hard. I remember all my angel things. I remember all the things that I've done as an angel. Strange that. Scary that. I didn't know how to handle that at first. I thought I was crazy. But clearly, I am completely sane. I even have a letter from the Australian government. Proves how sane I am. Me asking them about why are they chasing this big lizard. And that I've got these certain things in my pocket. They sent me a letter back saying they understand what I've said, taken it into consideration, and they'll pass it on to the Indigenous Department and any other department that needs hand. So it may take a while to compile the information to get back to you, Mr. Akbar. That's because they have to deal with the military. They're not quite stupid and implement their souls. But the fact of the matter is, I'm writing to him, the Prime Minister, about a giant lizard. That's a legend. How I'm the Archangel Michael. How I've got these special stones in my pocket. Fucking white truck never come around to get me. I was not locked up in a padded cell. I got a reply directly. They knew exactly what I was talking about and sent it to the right department to deal with it. Not a fake letter. That's a real official letter from the Australian federal government, from the officer of Anthony Albanese, one who's currently in charge now. And I will hold that as a receipt over anyone. You prove to me, why would they give me such a thing if I wasn't telling the truth? And they didn't have any idea what I was talking about. I'd have been seeing a crazy loon that locked me up. Terrible to have this thing in my pocket. I wanted to really hurt my father when I had it, when I found out what I had to do. But I didn't. No, it's a terrible task. Terrible thing. I hope I can complete the mission the way I need to do it. If I don't, well, I gotta be a bad guy. But that's how you perceive me. I believe with, so I'll actually be a good guy. If I ever get what I want to do, I do that, you'll get your 2 men in the desert business. Well, I will sit there and talk to Lucifer and Satan myself in the desert. I already offered him out. Come and see me at Menzies Oval in the Western Desert. He decided he wouldn't come for his little tour, Western Australia. Seen the rest of Australia, went to the rest of the country, didn't come here. But it's not that old prick I'm worried about. It's the sun is the one. The sun is the Satan. You'll find out quick enough. But remember, a third of the earth have got to go in that Bible. That family own a third of the earth. 72 nations under the Commonwealth. That's a third of the population of the earth. Isn't that fucking coincidence? No, and that's the last pope. That's the last real pope you're going to get. Francis was it. This guy that you got in there, he ain't a pope for God. He's a pope for man. God didn't want that boy. Francis knew this to be true. He knew when he left, there'll be just men in there now. No men of God. Just men of men. Worried about money and manipulation. So he did one thing that's very smart. Played 2 moves at once. Crafty. Took that little bit of the cross, the real cross, and gave it to the King of England. And he dies. And whoever comes to his funeral, that's the Satan. Well, guess who went to his funeral? Who was going to go? The sun. So, after the old Francis exposed the guy that I am supposed to be hunting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're talking about a cannibalistic family, and I'm not going to say allegedly. Rothschild's got that fucking film. He got the film over that family of them eating that baby. That's a fact. When I fucking say I don't believe that it's not true, ask Mr. Rothschild. So this Archangel Michael says, you got a tape of the royal family eating a baby. You watch his face. He'll say, oh, no, but he does. That's how he's got power over them. They got a special little clause, those upper class, and are supposed to film at such things. But he was smart, and he did. See, that's a man manipulating ones that play devils. It was the Rothschild family that were globalists. When he sent his children out 500 years ago into the world, to go into the political arenas of the world at that time and influence it, the world was flat earth thinking. It wasn't long before they infiltrated the governments, the church, and became globalists. And then the race was on to map the globe. The same bloke that come here, Captain Cook, to survey Australia, he was also part of the globalists. Because his real mission was to witness Venus going across the sky near Tahiti. This way they could do the proper calculations for the exact time it takes a day to go, for the exact distance we are from the sun, and that one thing he turned. He created longitude. Because before that was only latitude. We used to use a sextant and a one-way track. Now we've got cross-grid reference. He was a globalist. So he went out, and now you've got longitude and latitude because of that little experiment. I realize now we have a globe. Now we can pinpoint any area on the globe with this cross-referencing. This is a fact. Mankind has been at this game for a long. Their prize is Antarctica. Got fuck all to do with your souls. Got fuck all to do with humanity. They want Antarctica. That's the prize. The final piece of land that is yet to be conquered. And it sits got many shields on it, surrounded by a barrier of water, which you need a good ship to get to. Then it's covered in a barrier of ice, buries the ground kilometers deep. Well, they've got to burn off the resources in Australia, make atmosphere, greenhouse, burn off the ice so they can get to the fucking minerals and all that's in that Mother Nature down there. And it's already starting to wake up and birth things. That is why they don't let us down there. These creatures are running around on there, never been seen before. Of course, they want to get hold of them, weaponize them. Never trust any government. They all want to weaponize it. They all got militaries. Your government has a military, you cannot trust it. That means it needs an armed force to keep you in check. That military is not there to protect your country. That military is ready to pop when they want to fucking pull this bloody New World Order. That military is bound to protect whatever the government's not there to protect the people. That's the police's job. The government's solely a branch of. No, the armies are solely a branch of a government, subject to whatever that government wants. And in every clause in every country, they've got a little clause in there that says, well, we can choose any group to be a minority group, and if a minority group pisses us off, we can do whatever we want to them. And don't tell me that all whites are going to be, no, they got a fucking policy for you white people too. You're not all fucking white. Don't count guys you like to see. Oh, not they're from fucking Switzerland, that's an Italian, that's a Greek. And I'll segregate you fucking like that no matter what color he is. Right? So get off of this fucking race bullshit, because they already got one set up for the whites too. You're not all white. You're fucking Italian. You're fucking Tom. You're fucking this, you're that. Right? That's what they'll do to you. That's how they segregate you. That's how they're gonna fucking fashion you. You told me that you're not. Because that's how they'll catalog you. They'll favor one white race, but the other white race down there, not sorry. Fuck off. You know? All them Middle Eastern people, they consider themselves white, but hardly any of them are. Lebanese people think themselves white. So do British people, so do American white people. So who's the white one? Fucking the Aryan race? No, you're Lebanese. That's an American. You got that? Not fucking white. You're a race. Race of people. And they want to segregate you, they'll just put you into where your original country come from. Don't give a fuck about the color. Satan don't give a fuck about the color, and neither does man. You know? Simple as that. White person that wrote all those checks for all those black ones in the court at the moment. He's sitting back laughing. Oh, fuck it, too lovely. Look at all these blokes killing each other. We don't have to do that at all, no? And that's what's happening. But unfortunately, that's the manipulation that they put into that race. They knew. They're all backstabbers. Okay? They're all ousting each other. Can't trust any of them. Especially if they're still in the industry. Jag, she's walked away from the industry. She's still trying to say, I can trust that one. But, you know, they like Kendrick Lamar. Sorry, can't trust him. He's going around making out he's a Jeebus. Turning a $3 printed plastic crown into a fortune. For what? Because he acted like a Jesus? Every single person he bags and every single person he outs within the industry, their record sales go through the roof. They release another album. Nothing stopped for those people that he's ousted. Nothing. They're still raking the money in, still making the music. So work that one out. If he was really the real man, really the real beast, he'd be doing what Jag does. Wouldn't be a part of the fucking industry at all. Wouldn't let him fucking utter a single syllable. Get real. That's a man that's contracted up fucking to the eyeballs. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play the Jeebus. Yeah. Sorry. Fake messiahs. Tells you in that fucking book. Don't go following fake messiahs. He fake messiahed you. Can't get any more fake than that. Coming out with that fucking crown on. Okay? He ain't a Jesus. Why is he playing it? Playing a fake messiah. In that book it says don't trust him. When you're going to start fucking reading the book, instead of always quoting the book. I guarantee you half the people in the world don't even read the fucking thing. They say, oh, I've read it. Bullshit. Go get your bum. But that's it. He's part of the industry. Told you can't fucking fix the industry with someone in the industry who's still getting the same industry checks. Still getting the same industry fucking promotion. Goes out and dances on the stage and all the people he's bagging out come out fucking next act. Truth be known, they're all fucking backstage shaking out, oh, we got this in the fucking bag. We got these cunts not thinking they don't know anything. We got them fooled. We're still pulling out the same dope beats. Still pulling out about sex. Still pulling out about fucking killing. Still pulling out about stealing. So you know, they've got a gold ball at the back, put everyone's fucking name in it. He just happened to be the one they picked out and said, oh, guess what? You're going to be the Jesus. We're all still going to fucking run corrupt, but you're going to be the one that making out you're the savior. So we can bring all the fucking dollars back in, bring all the people back into the industry, and we can sucker the shit right out and still run the fucking white party. Are you going to the white party, Lamar? Yeah, I'll see you there. Who's running the white party now? Fucking Beyonce. Come out there. He's locked up in jail. She comes out all dressed up in white at the No Banjo fucking Super Bowl. Rubbing it into your face. Right on, guys. It's at my house now. And fucking stopped. You ain't even fucking touched the industry. One fucking bloke. One bloke. That's it. That's all you got there. One bloke out of the how many to do it? Come on now. There should be a fucking 100 blokes in there. Not just one. Why is there only one there? No? They should all be there. Every single one of them. And then they should have their titles taken off of them, or their money taken away, and left in the street as the bum that they are. Sorry. I cannot trust any of them. I trust Jag, because she's walked away from the industry. She's trying to make her own part. And look at the way she gets treated. That's a freedom fighter. That's someone that's telling the truth. That's what I expect to be seeing of Kendrick fucking Lamar. But I don't. I see him getting the biggest checks, see him at the biggest dues, and everyone he bags fucking gets promoted. Alright? That's what I see. I see a man that comes out on the stage acting like a messiah. A fake one, a false one, a false prophet. You fucking praise him up. I don't care what color he is. He's fake. Part of the industry. He's a plant. Get it right. Can't fucking barrack for any of them. None of them can be trusted. They're part of the industry. They wouldn't be there unless they had signed a contract with the industry. To be evil. You wouldn't be able to sing at all. You know? You want to look at a controversial band? You want to look at one of the most bands that fucking most banned around the world because of their controversial message? Rage Against the Machine. They're the most political fucking band on earth. They're banned from a lot of countries on earth. A lot of countries won't play their music because of their message. And the industry turns their back on them too. You think that one. Everyone else is a plant. Can't trust them. Not going to give them any more chances. Don't care. Fucking evil. They all fucking have to do with that child slavery bullshit. They all got to do with that sexual crap. Sorry. Because all his music promotes is what? Sex? Stealing? And killing? He's still singing the same beats that fucking Satan sings. And he comes out dressed as a Jeebus. That's all you believing in his bullshit. Think that one. Crazy. Same as that fucking Kanye West. Why is he back again? He's a fucking loon. You know what I'm saying? That guy tried to be a Jeebus too. Didn't he get a fucking Bible and put his name in it instead of God's? And Kanye come down, and Kanye did this, and Kanye's a fucking dickhead. Where did he move to? Japan, where you can rape underage girls. Why is he there? Why do they all move to these countries where it's got rules where you can touch children under a fucking certain age? Japan's got a law. You can marry a child as soon as they're 12 years of age. You know, you got that fucking LeBron. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He went to that bloody Asian country. All those little boys go missing. He alienated himself, but what was he doing? He ran around in a fucking maid's costume at a Diddy party. Eh? And he was a new Space Jam dickhead. Fucking bullshit. Raise up all these guys. And what are they? Sexual predators, deviants, liars. Fuck them all. Not a Hollywood star or a Hollywood singer I trust. Stop buying their albums. Stop listening to their shit. This is how you defeat the industry. Take away the money, the industry's worth fuck all. At the moment, what's going on, all this new fresh stuff that's supposed to go, no, it's not. The industry is still functioning 100%. They're just jockeying around because Diddy's fucking on the boat. Diddy's going to jail. Right? They don't let you out of jail and you offer up $50 million bail. You ain't fucking getting out of jail. At the moment, he's looking at about 20 years, getting up to 25. You've got to keep stacking him on. Been going good. He's being exposed. There's only 25 years on the board. That man needs life. Never needs to come back out of that jail ever again. And all his money should be taken and given to the victims. Split up evenly. That's what should happen. Fuck his kids. They can't have any of that prospect. That's fucking dirty money. Why should they fucking live off of that? They go back and get the Silver Rule fucking job. Don't find their Silver Rule dad. Raise them right. Yes, it is bad for them. Yes, they've got to see their father go through that. But how much did they fucking know about what their father was up to before the fact? So they're just as guilty. I'm sorry, but they're just as guilty. Okay? Guilty after the fact. You can't tell me they didn't know what was going on. They knew exactly what was going on. They were profiteering from it. They were making a life from their dad doing this. They knew what their father was doing. They knew every bit. You really want to find out? Question all fucking them. Put them on trial. Question the family. I have no compunction. That family will need psychological for the rest of their life. And if anyone thinks, well, it's sad. It is sad that they have to watch their father go like that. But they can't tell me that none of them didn't know it was happening. Okay? You got a family that all works out there, not a fucking single tear. Be strong, keep your chin up. Why? None of them can keep their chin up. Because they know they let him get away with it. They know what he was doing. They was probably right there helping him. Okay? Blood is thicker than water. Remember that with the family. Or the controversial about his mother, and then she's gonna get fucking praised up because his mom, oh, poor Diddy's mom, fuck her. She's the one that manipulated that dickhead to be the way he is now. If she was a proper mother, he would have never turned out that way. As for the kids, well, they fucking watched their dad do it. They let their dad do it. They didn't ring up no cunt and tell him to dob him in. They could have had God in them and dobbed that man in. But what did they do? Because they were getting the money. Living a good life. Oh, it doesn't matter what dad's doing. We're having a good fucking life now. I'm going to buy myself a Ferrari jet ski. Sorry, God will have no remorse for them either. So your concept of God will be false if you think he has remorse for them, because he doesn't. That family is all part of the fact. A lot of people were hurt. And if there's kids involved, that's hell. You don't even get to go up to heaven to talk to St. Peter. You go straight to hell if you hurt children. That's God's policy. He will not even listen to you. He will not even let you go anywhere near heaven if you hurt children. It will fucking open up under you and your soul will go. And then you belong to him. Whatever he does to you, God will not care. Like you never cared about those children. And see why God is so angry about the children? Because the children are the next generation. The children are the continuation of life. And anyone that manipulates and wants to mess around with the children and the future of life, the future people that are going to pray to God, you want to mess around with his flock, do you? He'll flush you quicker than you think. Okay? You touch children, there's no redemption. I give you fair warning. You touch children, there is no redemption. There is no second chance. You touch that child, you're manipulating life like Satan, and that's how you will be seen. You will not even go to heaven to get a chance to redeem yourself. You will go straight to hell. No heaven for you. Heaven's not going to let just anyone in. It is the most secure place in the galaxy. When you're inside there, you can start fucking things up with the galaxy. So we're not just going to let anyone in. Right? He's already a manipulator of sexual beings, of kids' lives, destroying lives. You have no business in heaven. Heaven will not help you. You are doomed. The moment you take in that devil, that demon, and touch that child, you've just signed your death warrant in the flames of eternity. And you really want to know what those flames are like? Well, get yourself a bottle of kerosene, pour it on yourself, light yourself up with a match, and that'll only be what it's like at the rim of the fire pit. And when you go in there, it's going to burn much worse than any fire could ever burn. It's going to be for eternity. You'll be screaming in the first few seconds. And God will not come down there to help you. There's no God down there. Once you go down there, that's it. God's light will never go down there for you. You're gone. And slowly and surely, your soul will evaporate until you was not even part of the story of life at all. Crazy. But that's what happens to people that touch children. That's an automatic fucking trip to hell. All those ones that have touched children, the pedophiles, well, they're going to hell. Every single one of them. It's so bad now, we got on the internet. I was watching one of my favorite content creators, JD Delay, who doesn't like the pedophile. He calls them the chomo. Wants to put them in a wood chipper. Because they're no longer humans once they do that, hurt little children. Well, you should see some of the cases he brings out. And then you've got the Alaskan Avenger, who actually got a pedophile list and was working the list. He didn't kill anyone, but he bashed 3 of them with a hammer. Pity he didn't get a few more. He's out of jail. He's got a channel. He's on Home D. He's a bit of a out there guy, but he's got the right message. And he talks about all these people touching kids. That's what his content is. To stop bloody pedophiles. So, like I said, he's a bit out there. Those 2 guys, they're a bit out there. A bit hard for a lot of people to take. But they have an excellent message. What they're doing is really helping. Oh, crazy. Crazy. Even my sister Roma, she does the same thing too against pedophiles. She's helping one guy at the moment. She did a couple of days ago, 10 days ago. One young guy, he was being groomed by a very powerful content creator online. Right? She's trying to help him get enough money so he can get a lawyer and sort his problem out. Because he'd been assaulted many times and he'd been groomed from a young child. It happens regularly. You have to be careful. Worst thing I will say, when it comes to that, unfortunately, 1 times out of 3, It's usually a family member. And that's sad. Because that's the ones that really get hidden, those family ones that happen in the family. They go hush hush, and yet someone will suffer. And it's not just men. Don't ever think that. Men don't take up the majority of this, you know. They're just the ones in the limelight. A lot of women do this too, you know. Sexual assault and rape. Oh, yes. It's getting to about even now when it comes to crime with men and women. That's one thing we're getting right with the equality. The violence and who's committing the crimes. It's about 50-50 now. About 50-50. So, for the women to turn around and say the men are more worse, well, they're not. We're the same. We're exactly the same. We're both capable of being evil. We're both capable of doing evil things. Both capable of going down and getting a gun and pulling a trigger. But that's another thing too. They think they're gangsters, think they're men. No! Fucking even a baby can pull a trigger and kill somebody. You know? Doesn't take much to pull a trigger to kill somebody. You don't need to be a man. You're a fucking maggot. Can't fight. You pull a gun out of me and you're going to shoot me? I don't care whether I die. I already know I've got you beat. Because you're a weak cunt that can't stand your own ground and fight with your two fists. You've got to shoot somebody. Think that you're a man that way. Not a man. You're a murderer. That's all you are. But it's good to listen to them sing about it. About killing. Singing about how they steal all this stuff. Stealing. And they sing about all the sex and all the women's around and they make a boom boom baby. Boom boom. Sex. That's the three main dope beats fucking Satan been singing since he fucking started this war. All your music is that. Sex. Stealing. Killing. So, it's got to go. She's got to be shut down. Fill that cesspool in. Done. Start a brand new one. Companies like Sony, all these record companies, will fucking no longer allowed to be touched, that type of shit. They'll be banned from that. They should be banned. Okay? Because they part of the industry. They've allowed that to happen. Under their watch. They're making all the money of what? Sex, fucking stealing and killing. Think about that. I would really fuck this world. I'm not joking. These big companies will go. They must go. Can't have them there. Gotta get rid of the industry. You gotta get rid of the companies too. To go. Sorry. Sorry, all your record labels. They'll be shut down. Never allowed to touch a fucking record or fucking contract music or anything that do any of that field ever again. There'll be a lot of people that fall. Maybe I should just put this stone on and go around knocking them all off. Just serious. That's one thing I can choose who I want to bloody get. Satan, he just wants to kill you all. I'll make sure I get 3 billion bad cunts. I'm sure there's 3 billion assholes on this planet that don't need to be here, sucking up fucking oxygen and eating food that belongs to somebody else. As harsh as that is, that's what an angel has got to do. You know, there's nowhere in that book that says I'm going to come down and fucking grant you 3 wishes. Save you from your own virginity. Your own fucking terrible mess. No, I'm here to do a job for God. And whether that seems bad to you or bad to anyone, doesn't matter. It's a job for God. No, I don't like it. I got to think about that. Gee. No, fucking be hated pretty badly if I start knocking people up like that. A lot of people will turn against me that love me. But it has to be done. It has to be done. What can I do? I have to do these things for God. I cannot go against God. Any of that has happened already. If I go against God, I fucking win. I win. Not Satan, not man, not God. I win. My choice. I can rearrange life how I want it. I've got that option too, you know. Sounds pretty tasty, being a man. Got power there. Fucking control the earth. All the money and everything I ever wanted. But no, I would lose my soul if I did such a thing. No, stick to the course. I can't get this problem where we need to do, and I'm going to have to ride it. And I'm not going to kill nobody, but death will follow me. Because I'm going to have to ride that and try and get away. And keep that bloke away from them, that pale horse away from them as long as I can. But eventually they will catch me. But not long, or hopefully not enough time to talk that creature and tell it a few little things that I wanted to do for me. Very, very smart, that creature. It's essential to what I need to do. Essential. Otherwise, well, gotta make a decision sometimes. See, people got people decisions and everything like that out in the world, but you don't have a decision like I got. You don't have something in your pocket like I got. You gotta wake up every day and think, is this the day? Is this the day that I finally decide, oh, fuck it. Time to bring it on. You know? I think like that sometimes. Because I am a man. You know soon enough. Everything that I have told you has been true. No, preacher, I don't want you to believe me. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. It's your choice. But you will find out that I am right. Either a good way or the hard way. I do not take this name lightly. I do not take the name of the Archangel Michael lightly unless I was him. How ridiculous would that be? You know? You will not hear my prayer from me. Why would I praise to myself? That's ridiculous. I am one to believe that you should be taking all the Archangel Michael's statues down. I am not the God. Why is my image there? You shame me in front of God doing that, you know. You actually shame me. You've got a big Archangel Michael sitting over Kiev, gold embroidered all through it. Yet that city still burns. Archangel Michael will not help them. Not as long as they have that leader who only wants war. Nope. The lesson coming. I must help Jaguar first. Help my sister first. And a few others. And I will go on to this mission. One day you might see it telecast. And then you'll realize, oh shit, that guy was telling the truth all along. And yet, we threw him out of our chat. We treated him like shit. We run him down. We steal from him. We unlove the guy. He treated like this all the way through. I would like to tell you what happened to me today. I actually got arrested today by the detectives. Oh, wonderful. I was sitting on a chair over there. Detectives came to the door. Mr. Akbar, we're looking for you. Why? Oh, there's been a bit of a discrepancy. We want to go and ask you a few questions. And that's when I would have liked to have a camera. Because then I would have filmed what Australian police have been told to do when they come across Aboriginal magic. They're told to step right the fuck back. They're told not to fucking interfere. told not to touch it. Okay? It's just like if they come across a scene where the house is haunted and chairs and shit are floating around inside the house, they are not allowed to enter that house, the police. Okay? They are not allowed to enter that house. That's the law. And you would have seen these two coppers stand right back. They put it where I wanted so I can go with them. There's a safe space here that no one will touch. My father's ashes. I went to the police station. Talked to them for 5 minutes, and they said, "Oh, we're sorry for wasting your fucking time. We just had a report to someone saying something about you. I'm not going to disclose what it is, because it's come through this fucking internet. Okay? Someone's been making complaints about me and my children. They would not disclose who. And they said it come off a line. Well, I only know this online. I don't have any online anywhere else. So this is the only place where it could come from. So now I am under threat of my children. Okay? They're playing that game. This is a fact. It's happened to me today. Very much today. Just after 11 o'clock. I just got back from talking to my psych because I still suffer a little bit of depression from losing my partner, from cancer. I just have to talk to somebody I need to talk to. Not because I'm crazy. I just need somebody to talk to sometimes about things that I can talk about here. And he's seen that letter from the government. Like he said, Mr. Akbar, you're not crazy at all, not in the slightest. You just have the most craziest fucking situation to deal with. He says, I don't know how you are handling. I can understand why you are stressed just on that alone. Okay? These things exist. The Australian government knows they exist. Ones that haven't, they give us wide berths. They know not to deal with me in an angry fashion. So I'll just snap. And that'll be the end of that. You've got to deal with me very calmly. Okay? You might not believe this, but this is a fact. It's got it on their fucking record. The government have got me on their record. Federal government know who I am. Sent me a letter proving it. They know what I'm all about. And like most of you, well, they know. So it frightened them. Most of you have still got to gain the faith, whether I am the Archangel Michael or not. Because like I said, there's only one getting sent, and you're looking at him right now. So you better get used to it. Because there ain't no one else coming. No being coming with no fucking wings. That ain't happening. Satan got his fucking little imagery in the ears with that one. That's Satan manipulating the church, that, with imagery. What does it say in the Bible? Don't fucking praise images or idols. What are you doing? Why is my statue there? Why are you shaming me in front of God? No, fucking I get to thinking sometimes that by that happening, it stopped me actually coming down with fucking wings. Because that's what Jesus is expecting. And the image has been put to you through Satan. But you're believing that. So maybe God says, no, we're going to do it this way, Michael. I'm going to send you down like a man. It's going to be hard. Hard for you to get the people that you need to believe you. But you're going to set out the message, do that little task, and then you'll be right. I'll send you on to your next task, which will probably be worse than this fucking one. See, that's the thing. If God's going to be forever, then he's going to have to keep my soul around forever to protect me. So forever I'm going to be doing these type of jobs. Forever. It's a living. Yes, if you knew God like I knew him, you'd actually open up your eyes. But you all think he's this guy that's going to fucking help you. But he clearly says he's only going to help you if you help yourself. You search everywhere in the churches, all fucking over the universe. You've got bloody telescopes trying to see if you can see heaven. Search everywhere but within. It's the only place where he can be found. The concept is you take God out of the mind of men and the hearts of men and women of the world. God is dead. That's how you kill God. You can kill him. Just got to take him out of your mind and your heart, and he's gone. A couple of generations running that one, there won't even be anyone around the concept what a fucking God was. And man and Satan can manipulate us to whatever fashion they wish. Well, look what he's already done. Got people thinking that they're men, women thinking that they're men thinking they're women, and ones that think they're no sex at all. How could you think that? This means it breeds with itself. It finds its hubris, splits itself down the center, goes into two parts, and then it'll regenerate the half part, create two creatures. So these ones that are non-binary, we'll get them into the wood chipper factory, run them through that saw, cut the fucker in half, and we'll see if we can regenerate two people. And then we'll believe they're non-binary. Just sounds good in the mind, that one. I'm non-binary. You're a fuckwit. Plain and simple. That's how we deal with that. I'm non-binary. No, you're a fuckwit. Right? You're a fuckwit. You're a psychological unit that's allowed to fucking walk around in society because that's the way government deems the fucking narrative. But if you actually went and got tested, you would be fucking deemed a fuckwit. I would not signify some big Tommy man in a fucking red boob tube with a bit of makeup on and I'm supposed to call him a fucking non-binary South Korean? Get fucked. What fucking world are you trying to manipulate me into? That's Satan's work. Satan wants you to be like that. He loves that shit. Crazy. Crazy world. Crazy. Well, that is crazy. The whole world of crazy people running around, we let them run around. Sexual beings that think they're sex. Have to think they're sex. You're not born that way. You're not born that way. You're not born that way. Tests have been done. You are not born that way at all. Okay? So don't ever fucking concept that bullshit. That's a lie. The society and the environment around you that makes you like that. No one is born that way. No one. They've done the science, they've done the maths, they've done the tests. Like I keep telling people, this is back when the government was against the homosexual community. I'm not going to say this, all these fucking names. What a crock of crap. What a crock of crap. Right? Fucking make up some bullshit name and call your fucking group that. You're a fucking fucker. Fuck off. We're not going to deal with your bullshit. God won't deal with your bullshit. Right? You're just trying to fucking manipulate things out of the fucking norm. Stop doing that. There's fucking two sexes. That's it. We choose to have many combinations with the sex. That's tolerance and acceptance that we do this with. Okay? Tolerance and acceptance. We do that here on earth because it's our privilege. And then, when you die, you're going to have to repent that way if he was that way to get into heaven. That's just the fucking rules. God's got a set of rules. You don't fucking like it, tough titties. He's God. You can't fucking fuck with him. Stop trying to change God in the concept of your mind. God will not change in the concept of work. God will not change in the concept of your manipulation of sex to stop life. The only thing he believes in is formations and combinations that create life. That's all he cares about. All the rest is a perversion. All the rest is a thought. What he wants is natural. And no, you women are not chosen by fucking lot. He doesn't choose you to be a woman. Doesn't choose you to be the life bearer. Doesn't choose you to be this. So whoever fulfilling that fucking shit in your minds, these girls out there, that you're not fucking born fucking you are. Your body is perfectly designed to fucking have babies. Some of you can, some of you can't. You've got a choice whether you want to have children or not. That's your body. But the fact of the matter is, that's what you fucking are. Right? That's all you're going to be. That's all it is. That's the reason you take away the fucking mind, the thought pattern, the fucking all the Hollywood fuck what you want to do. You take away all that bullshit. And what are we? Sex beings that just fucking procreate. All the rest of the shit is a manipulation of the fucking mind. Manipulation of sex by Satan. Well, there's some simple rules, guys. Some very simple rules. Ask that humanity follows them. So that way your journey to the next life and into heaven will be much easier. I'm not saying that you have to stop now. If you are in love with a man and you're a man, so be it. If you're in love with a woman that's in love with a woman, so be it. We are a tolerance and acceptance race. But it's just that type of thinking. When you get up to heaven, you're going to have to repent it. As easy as that. Repent that way, you'll be let in. Because they won't let you up there and not thinking. No one woke goes to heaven. Okay? Not a single woke person goes to heaven. You've stolen God's fucking symbol, the rainbow. That's God's symbol. Got fuck all to do with you and your sex. Got fuck all to do with you and your community. Right? That's the promise God put on the earth. Say that he won't touch it again. And they went and robbed it. Want to fucking get rid of that one? Come up with your own fucking flag. Because that belongs to God. And as long as you keep carting that one around, God's going to see you as his enemy. And he's not going to give you a chance. Okay? So you got to start getting things right for God. Because he won't mess around with you. You keep thinking he's some sort of fucking forgiven. That Bible says two things about him. He's a vengeful God and he's a jealous God. That is it. Nowhere in there says that he's a good God. Nowhere in there says he's not going to fucking rain fire on you. Nowhere. He is God. You do as he tells you, or you get flushed. Plain and simple. Won't do it on the fucking physical. You'll do it on the spiritual. And you'll wish you was better in the physical. This body is only a fucking... It's a test to see whether you're ready to go on to the next part of the journey. And if you're not, well, you go to the other place. You don't fucking go anywhere. Quite simple to follow, you know. When you're a spirit, sex won't mean a fucking thing. You don't need sex as a spirit. You're a spirit. You don't even have a body anymore to perform sex. So sex is inconsequential when you die. So you got to get ready to repent when you get to heaven. But like I said, you touch children, you don't even get to see those steps. You get a hole open up underneath you. Here's the thing. I was watching JD Delay, and they come across one of these pedophiles. He says, I consider myself a pedophile, but I'm a non-offending pedophile. What the fuck? So he's saying that he likes these little kids, but he will never touch them. He's sexually attracted to these little kids, but he will never touch them. Bullshit. He'll play on that fucking mind, that evil, distant mind of his. Sorry. How could you do that? I register myself as a pedophile, but I'm not a practicing one. How the fuck does that work? How do we let someone like that function in society? Probably serving your kids at the canteen, at their school. You know? Are we going to let that happen? Because he thinks that way and it's okay? Oh, he's harmless. He just thinks about fucking touching little kids, that one. We'll leave him alone. It's coming, guys. It's coming. You're going to push this in quicker than you fucking think. There's going to be a law soon. They'll be able to fucking get hold of your children whenever they want. That's what Satan wants, you know. That's what some of these fucking real evil white men, you know, want. Look what Diddy was doing. Look what all the industry is doing. Where's all those fucking kids? Where's all those slave girls? Where are the kids? Huh? 22,000 fucking orphans on a plane to go to America from the Ukraine. Where did they fucking go? They never landed in America. No one's ever seen those 22,000 kids again. What have you done to those kids? Huh? The woman you sent over there to organize that fucking bullshit. She's right there at a fucking white party with Diddy. She's right there performing ceremonies with fucking Ellen DeGeneres. Fucking satanical ceremonies. And she's in charge of the fucking kids. Where did those 22,000 kids from the Ukraine go, America? Explain yourself. Where's all those kids that come across the border that you locked up? Explain yourself. Explain yourself, America. Explain yourself. A lot of things happen in America. America want to be fucking in charge. Well, you're in charge of the whole fucking cat and caboodle then. If that's what you want. You want to be the powerhouse? Well, start fucking getting where these kids are. Where are these kids? You got a government system that runs there that you can have fucking the kid that's fucking adopted out, but the government will never look to see what you're doing. They'll keep chucking your money to fucking look after that kid, but they won't look at you what you're doing with that kid. How come you're paying for all these children? Where are they? Oh, we don't know. But they're paying money for these kids. They don't know where the fuck they are. That's America. Australia's no fucking different. Australia's lick ass. Australia's a bunch of fuckwits. The bloody politicians we got down here, all they care about is fucking money. They don't care about us at all. They rather push Satan's agenda straight in. Over in Victoria, they passed a law in Victoria where they've made a new seat of parliament in their state parliament. It's called the Behavioural for Men Council. This council can only have a woman on it. So that whole state now, all the men in that state are subject to what a woman says they have to behave like. Is that equality? Or is that a dictatorship? This is true. These laws are coming. To see how far they can fucking lock us up and what stupid laws they can push on us and get. What did they end up doing during COVID? Increase their powers of policing. increase the CCTV cameras, and restrict you from your movements. This is what happened with the COVID. And they're ready to go again. They're keying up again, guys. Get ready. Wave 2's coming. They made that much money off the fucking pharmaceuticals of that day. They want to do it again. They're already talking to the doctors. They're lining up all your local pharmacies, all your local GPs. We're going to do it again, guys. This time we're going to have to they're going to be forced. First off, we're saying that babies couldn't have it. Now babies can have it. You know? They're going to push it into the oldies and the babies. Well, you get rid of that young generation. You get rid of that old generation. The fucking young ones in between are that stupid. You'll be able to be manipulated very easily. All we have to do is shut your fucking phone off. Oh, we'll turn that back on the moment you start behaving yourself. And you watch you all fucking start to follow suit. Because of a phone. They do that to me, I've got this phone. I'll smash the cunt against the wall. That's how much a phone means to me. Seriously. I can go right off the grid and live off the bush, off the fucking land. Never have to come and see a shop again. I've got that ability. I know how to do that. I'd be a bit skinny than I am now, but I know how to fucking survive out there without ever coming into humanity. Often wanted to do that actually, so I don't have to deal with humanity and keep this little mission to myself. But God wants me to do something different. He would have never introduced me to my sister otherwise. We're a world apart. It's pretty impossible for us to meet the way we did, but we met nonetheless. And that was God. He brought us together. He brought us all together. Well, I've ranted on and raved on enough. Thank you for coming to the chat. I don't know why no one's talking. I don't think anyone is even whether I've got it turned on or not. I'm quite sure I've got it turned on, the messages. So if you're there and you're part of my crew and you can't talk to me, I'm sorry if I've turned the messages off, but I haven't. I just did what I regularly do. Maybe you just don't want to talk. But I find it funny because I usually see Kiki Eyes, Saga Reveal, and Gordon, and Nick, and even Odell will pop in every now and again. So I've probably done something and stopped you from talking. Which I'm sorry, because I'm going to have to look into that, because I didn't fucking do that. I miss talking to my friends. That's the reason why I got it, so we can fucking talk. See. Well, this is the Archangel Michael's live. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know why no one has talked in the chat. Maybe I shut it down. I'm going to have to check that one out. I'm not very happy about that, because I know my supporters usually come. If you were there, I'm very sorry. Okay, this is the Archangel Michael signing off. I will see you soon. Goodbye for now.